Well, surprise, Jiblets, and first things first, apologies for the sounds you can hear around me. It is pretty rowdy here. In case you're wondering, I don't know if I've mentioned it before. Oh, by the way, welcome to episode 8. It's been, 27 months. But I'm sure, as always, you haven't forgot me. How could you? I'm just so lovable and just great all around, really. Anyway, here I am. A lot of raucous noise, I'm sure you can hear. That is because I am, in fact, here supporting a team that I am, in fact, an investor in. That is Quel. Now, Quel, they play in the Pernambucano 2, and right now we are losing. But still, it is great to be here, great atmosphere. The stadium actually is almost finished, so it's really exciting. But yeah, I mean, so much time has passed, so much to catch up on. So really, I'm going to treat this episode as something of a reacquaintance. You might have been like, this might be the first one. You listen to the amazing success of the audio books, and you're like, oh, well, who is this guy? Well, I'll tell you who this guy is. This guy is a guy who's got like the best podcast in the history of the world. This is going to be horrifying because I have no idea where we're going to go with it. We'll see what happens. We'll see what sticks. You'd think I'd have been building up, or maybe you'd been hoping that I'd been building up for like a huge, big resurgence of an episode. But no, in fact, this will be as slapdash and wacky as the usual episode. So I hope you will be happy that things haven't changed here. I've not gone out and got a new microphone. I've not gone out and done anything else. This is going to be same old typical stuff. And if you're wondering why I'm filming it here at a football stadium, let's just say I'm a busy man. I've got things to do. Why do you think I haven't been on for 27 months, man? I've got my fingers in a lot of pies. Probably said that in another episode because it's true. And I do like pies. We'll be getting on to some kind of custody a treat later on. I do, in fact, have an anecdote for you. So stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, let me tell you about my holiday. Because here I am. Guys, can you kind of chill a bit? All right, thank you. Here I am in Brazil, beautiful Brazil. If you've never been before, I'd totally advise you to check it out. It's pretty awesome. Got flown over here since I'm an investor, and they were like, hey man, you can have the box. And I was like, sweet, box it is. So here I am in the special box here watching Quel, my team, playing in the loosest sense of the word. You know I've been missing, I know I've been missing. It's kind of like one of them situations where you have a big family get together and then all of a sudden some money goes missing. You're like, well, where's that money? But everyone knows that there's only one person there who's addicted to ketamine. By the way, Uncle Terry, if you are listening, we love you. Hope recovery's going well. And I'll be over for New Year's because by God does that guy manage to throw one hell of a party. Anyway, back on to the meat and potatoes, meat and chatties, as I say. We're going to be talking about a lot of stuff today. I think we're going to be having some kind of film review. No idea what the film's going to be. Probably have a joke of the week because that takes like 20 seconds to come up with, doesn't it? So there you go. And what else is going on? I got some more stories, got some interesting stuff to talk about, but I'll try and fit that in at half time. But yeah, there's more celebrity shenanigans, as you'd expect. But yeah, I want to tell you about my holiday in Brazil, again, as I've already mentioned. So I got flown all the way out here, and the first thing that I noticed is that these guys bloody love games. They love games. It's crazy. I don't know if you guys ever played Modern Warfare 2. Great game. Love it. But there's actually a map that's, it was a multiplayer map. I'm pretty sure it was involved in the story. And you also had some Spec Ops missions in it as well. And that was called Favela. And it was kind of like a little shanty town. You got some like little rundown buildings, some dudes running around. And it's kind of crazy because we all know that like games like are made up, you know. But I come over here and I was like walking around Rio de Janeiro, which is real as well, which is crazy. And I was walking around this like little village thing. And I was like, hang on a second. This looks really familiar. And then it took me a bit. And I was like, holy crap, this is Favela. But then it dawned on me, you know, Modern Warfare, globally known as big global name. It's a huge global brand. Everyone knows it. Everyone loves games. And they were like, you know what? We're going to cash in on this. And we're going to remake. I mean, it's not like 100% accurate. We're going to remake the favela from Modern Warfare in the city. It's crazy. So they have, like I said, it's not like the exact same. They've kind of gone overboard on the guns. There's way more guns than there was in the game. But it's crazy. Like, they just have it here, sat around, like some kind of, I don't know, I guess tourist attraction. Be like, hey, come and see the map from Modern Warfare. And it's crazy. Like, it looks really good. I mean, honestly, not the friendliest of people. I still need to get my shoe back somehow. But, it was crazy. It was a great experience. And it brought a smile to my face, really. Because it brought back the warm memories of... Because it was even featured in that Family Guy episode. I think maybe like Brian or something was like jumping up and down in a car in the football pitch or something. Hit me up if you remember that. And then what do? I look up. I go to this guy that's nearby and I say, what's that thing up there? And he goes, oh, that's Christ the Redeemer. And I was like, Jesus Christ, these guys love games. So what happens is, you've got Favela from Call of Duty, and then, I don't know, they must be into like, like Shadow of Mordor, or what's the other thing? Like World of Warcraft, some shit. You get like Giganthanon the Brave, or Johnson the Fluid, and he's some like fishy motherfucker. He's got some like fishy flaps. Actually, that reminds me of some of my ex-girlfriends, but that's a story for another day. And so I was looking up, and this guy's doing like a T-pose. So yeah, Christ the Redeemer from probably like World of Warcraft or something, and then they've got Favela from Modern Warfare, and that shit was crazy. So yeah, I've had a great time kind of looking at all the gaming sites. I might do like a gaming tour of the world, kind of see what else is out there, so that's pretty exciting. But anyway, as I'm talking right now, I can see that it's coming up to half time, so I'm probably going to try and get out early, try and get a donut or something. So I will see you guys. Actually, I'll try and squeeze something in at half time. How's that? So I've got some really exciting news to bring you about something that I'm organising. So yeah, I'll get back to you when I've managed to get away for a bit and maybe try and find somewhere a bit quieter. So yeah. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I've just managed to sneak away for a teeny weensy bit of alone time here in the toilet cubicle. I am in fact in the, obviously the toilets. It's half time right now in the match. Not going great, I'll be honest. But yeah, I thought I'd take some time to squeeze in a little story about what's going on with me. As you all know, I'm pretty sure everyone by this point knows Jeff Goldblum. He reached out to me, and he's having a big party, a big bash, a big shindig. Because you know shindig actually came from. Have you seen them people that have like the hay, like wrapped around their legs, and then they just kick the utter shit out of each other? That's where shindig comes from. Because if you like inspect a professional shin kicker's shins, they're actually little divots, and they're called shindigs, and that's where the phrase comes from. So I just thought I'd share a little bit of knowledge, lay down a bit of the old grey matter for you. So there you go, you're welcome. But anyway, Jeff Goldblum, good friend of mine, famous of course for being Ian Malcolm in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, and of course he stole the show in that film. And that's why it was my favourite film of the year it came out, which I can't really be bothered to go and check right now, but just trust me, it was like 2018. Let's just say 2018, okay, shush. Alright, he won't have time to listen to this week's episode because, he's busy, and we talk on the phone all the time. He'd be sick of my voice by this point. But anyway, he hit me up, and he was like, alright, Jib, it's my big, spectacular, grand birthday bash, and I really want to do something special. I'm not sure what I want to do, but I'm going to come to you because you're the guy, because, the atmosphere is always electric when Jib is around. And I was like, sure, Jeff, because, we're on first name basis. Other people, he's met Jennifer Aniston. I was there. He met Jennifer Aniston, and he made her call him the G-Blum. So basically, if you're not like, tight, then, you just have to call him the G-Blum. But for me and him are good. We're basically brothers from other mothers, as I've heard people say. Apparently that's really cool, like nowadays, to say that. But yeah, Jeff, my mate, Jeff Goldblum, Goldie, that's sometimes one that I use, but not to his face. He hit me up, and he wanted me to solicit something for his birthday party. So I'm actually I was like, I can do two birds with one stone. I can look for something to do with Jeff while I'm on the toilet here. So, two birds, one stone, talk to you guys. I won't feel on my own. I mean, the guy next to me in the next cubicle, he might think it's weird, like that I'm talking out loud to myself, but who cares? Anyway, so what I thought would be really funny is if I booked us, because, alright, I'm actually going to invite him and as a small selection of friends, such as Tobey Maguire, and of course, Pete Postlethwaite. Is he alive? So, a random selection of his good buddies. So that's Jeff, me, of course, Malcolm McDowell, Dolly Parton, Bill Cusack, who's actually the brother of Joan and John, who you never hear about, but he's actually a great laugh, He's actually like my favourite of the Cusacks, because I've met all of them. And to be honest, Joan was a bit of like a bastard. So yeah, Bill, he's a great laugh, him. He's got great banter. Him and Laferne, that's his wife. And they were telling hilarious stories about him being on the set of Con Air, because he sneaked on there. He wasn't actually meant to be in it, but they didn't notice him, and John backed him up. John said he was good, and they let him be in it. So it's pretty cool. I mean, who doesn't want to be in a film with Nicolas Cage? Nick, if you're listening, we haven't met yet, but I would love to meet and get you on the show. Just hang out, take some pictures together, stuff like that. So yeah, Bill and Susie Cusack, who are my favourite of the Cusacks, they're coming, as well as Rod Stewart. So there you go. That's the... Oh yeah, and Reggie Yates. I forgot about Reggie. So we're all going to go out for a laugh, and we're actually going to visit me in my seasonal residence of Campo Grande. It's Brazilian, if you're not like well cultured like I am, then you might not know that. I've actually had some people like message me rather rudely, in fact, and claim that I'm making false accusations about the places that I go and the people that I know. I mean, who would do that? That is disgusting. It actually hurts me. It pains my soul when I hear people doing this. Yeah, it just makes me sad. Why can't we just share some love in the world, people? Why must we spread hatred and bile and bitterness just because I'm more successful than some of you out there? You don't have to be jealous about it, Just because I know some of the people that you wish you knew. Spoiler alert, Nicki Minaj, she's not that great in person, alright? Don't bother, okay? Chill. Not everything's greener on the other side, except for me and my life, because it's pretty great. But other than me, generally, it's not that great. Them celebrities that you're always like, oh my god, such and such out of Love Island is my favourite person, John Joe Flatley, or whatever kind of name they have, or Dave Tyler from X Factor, if that's still going. I don't know, I'm not up on these things. Even I haven't actually spoke to Simon in a while. So anyway, we're getting off topic. Some people say that I don't actually live in the places that I say I live. I don't go to the places that I say I go. Why would I make up having a seasonal residence in Campo Grande? Huh? What, you think I just Googled random places and came up with Campo Grande, and then like, you think that I wouldn't know information about it? You think I go on Wikipedia? Can you imagine how sad that would be, going on Wikipedia? I don't need to go on Wikipedia to know that Campo Grande is the capital and largest city of the Brazilian state of Mato Grosso do Sul in the centre-west region of the country. I mean, come on now, people, this is being ridiculous. Why are people picking on me for knowing that the city is nicknamed Cidade Marino, which is Suave City in Portuguese, because of the reddish-brown colour of the region's soil, huh? Well, so you're saying it's not common knowledge that it's got a population of 796,252 people according to the 2011 IBGE estimate, huh? Well, its metropolitan area is home to 991,420 people as of 2010. Citation needed. This is ridiculous, people. I need you to get these fallacies out of your heads. Speaking of fallacies and heads, party time. Me and the boys and woman. We want to go out. Well, Jeff wants us to go out and have a great time. So what I decided I would do is, where is the typical lad entertainment? You're right. I was going to give you a clue, but you know what? I don't need to. We all know. The peak, the pinnacle, the pinacle. It's strippers. Everyone loves strippers. Your mum loves strippers. Your dad loves strippers. Your friend down the pub that offered you 2 Union Jack ticklers that taste like cheese and onion for 50p loves strippers. So, I decided I would spend this time going through and looking at the best strippers that, the world has to offer. And I can pay to get them all flown over, and they can perform for him. One thing that I thought does make me chuckle when I think about it. One thing that I thought would be really funny is if it was some guys. I was like, that'll get Jeff. But it might be kind of awkward if he likes it. Yeah, but hopefully he'll think it's a joke, and hopefully he'll find it funny. He won't cast me out of the inner circle, the magic Jeff Goldblum circle, because that is a thing. I have the ring right now, actually. I was going to say I was going to show you, but obviously this is just like a voice medium. But, some people have like really good like hearing and they can like visualize things with their ears or some shit. So if I like kind of wave my ring at the microphone, maybe some of you can see it. Like, them one of them like magic eye things where you like look at it and then eventually something happens. Like that. Anyway, let me get on with looking at the thing. So first one I've got up here is Sassy Boys. So let's just have a look at some of the reviews. The Dusty Stripper was amazing. To be honest, this is from Arena, by the way. To be honest, the performance could not be described in few words. Very warm, gentle, and nice gentleman. That sounds like few words to me. So it could be described in few words. We were very happy having him in our friend hen party. We'll get back for future occasions. Why don't you work on your spelling, Arena, okay? Instead of booking strippers, why don't you try that? All right, Dana M says, hired Erwin. Oh yeah, Erwin, he's good. Erwin R. Shyster, I believe, is his full name. Not that I've looked into it, because, I'm just assuming here. Never mind, let's move on. Okay, let's have a look at you. All right, my girlfriend and I had been here countless times before and used to enjoy ourselves without end, until today, when the bouncer arbitrarily decided not to let her into the bar, as she was wearing tracksuit bottoms, which we'd accepted. Sorry, but making up rules on the spot and showing absolutely no consistency at all doesn't fly with us. Congratulations, you've lost 2 loyal customers. If you were going to a strip club, would you wear tracksuit bottoms to go and see it? Because, if anything, does that make it access a lot easier if you were to be doing anything? So I think, fair reason. Well done, that bouncer, putting his foot down. Got another one here. Bouncer shows attitude. The more sober you are, the more aggressive he is. Drinks are overpriced. Club stinks. Dirty toilet. Poor seats, usually occupied by bored dancers. Majority of girls are over 40s. Old club with old dancers. That's from Maggie. I love her picture. She's got, them glasses with like the librarian glasses. You've got like the little strings you can tie around your neck in case you lose it. If you've got dementia or something. Love them. Okay, so we've got a 1-star review here from Scott. Made to feel about as welcome as a fart in a spacesuit. Actually given dirty looks. Surely that's what you want when you go into a strip club, is it not? Actually given dirty looks from 2 of the strippers upon entering. Girl that came up to me offered to dance can be described as overweight and really not attractive, to put it mildly. So Jamie also gives 1 star. Really small. It is cheap, but I wouldn't recommend it. Overpriced drinks too. Surely that is a contradiction, my young Jamie. So we have a comment here from someone who I believe is foreign, as their review has been translated by Google. And it simply says, place remained as is for 20 years or more. Box of striptease. Okay. Got another one here from an Antoine. That cheese don't melt. Ooh, there's questions and answers section as well. I was in the weekend gone, and they was a beautiful blonde with blue underwear on, and I must say her banter was strong, and now I'm in love. Okay, first of all, that's not a question. So yeah, failure on his part, and no answer. 3 thumbs up though, so that is impressive. Many sexy ladies, we saw many sexy ladies again, with no hairy legs. I got a lap dance from a sexy lady, there you go, 3rd sexy lady. But she decided that day not to shave her armpit hair. Very unsexy. By the way, we saw many sexy ladies. Overall, very unsexy experience. He's talking a lot of shit. Someone says banging night, and they've put up a photo, and I don't even know if you're allowed to put that kind of photo up on here, but it hasn't been taken down yet. And this was a year ago as well, so. Never been to a gentleman's lounge. Place was packed full of hoodies. I think we'll end here, because this has been an absolute cluster truck. So yeah, maybe strippers isn't. If you've got any ideas, you can message me, email me, jib.suave@hotmail.com. That's jib.suave@hotmail.com. And, you can give me some more ideas, because I'm kind of struggling right now. The party's not for a good few months, so, just hit me up or, post in the comments, because no one ever does that. And it's pretty wise, because I never look at them, because there may be hundreds. In fact, I'm pretty sure there will be hundreds of comments about how great I am, and entertaining, and handsome, and, just general things like that. But I don't have the time, to be honest, to be going, like, looking at that kind of thing. So, yeah. If you are going to message me, then message me on jib.suave@hotmail.com. That's jib.suave@hotmail.com. And I'll try and get back to you as quick as possible. Now, actually, oh crap. Okay, I think the second half's about to start, so I better get back out there and, clean myself up. So, I'll see you back there, out on the pitch. So, of course, I waited until I got home to carry on talking to lovely people and get in lovely, nice and quiet, went and fix myself some avocado and toast, as I'm prone to doing. Go and sit down at my lovely marble top island bench, and I'm sitting there with my flavoured sparkling water, and suddenly there's a deep rumbling and a vibration, and it's not that the drink's fizzy, it's not that, just to clear some things out. And I'm like, what the hell is going on here? It was like Jurassic Park, I was half expecting a T-Rex to come smashing in through my window like in Dino Crisis. And lo and behold, I did not have my grenade launcher at hand to keep me safe. So, I'm like, what the hell is this? At first it sounds like some kind of airplane, how you got the kind of like the as they're like kind of going overhead. So I was like, it's alright, they're going overhead. I'm sure it will pass soon. Waiting here. 10 minutes, 20 minutes, still there. Some kind of rumbling. I don't know whether it's some old man with some lawnmower or whether it's one of those just random giant heavy machinery vehicles that you just kind of get trolling the streets at random points. They don't actually seem to do anything. They just kind of move around and they'll stop, but nothing actually happens. Maybe it's one of them. I have no idea. Maybe it's the Batmobile's tumbler. I have no goddamn idea. And of course, as I'm recording this right now, suddenly loads of children have come outside and started shouting. So that is fantastic also. But I will not let the harsh environment in which I've been placed stop me from continuing on with this goddamn show. So, we've talked about Jeff Goldblum and his party. We've talked about going to Brazil and visiting Brazil, like areas that I clearly haven't visited before, because I have a seasonal residence, but I tend to stay in that area because, it's quite nice and quiet there. I don't like to go into the touristy bits because that's just not for me. But yeah, I found out some pretty cool stuff. But now I want to move away from talking about stuff that just impacts me and talk about stuff that can impact you. And one of the ways in which I want to do this is I have two separate pieces of advice. One regarding looking cool, looking snazzy, looking hip, whatever the kids are saying nowadays. And the other is to do with if you fancy some sort of midnight feast of the custard and jelly variety. That being beautiful, traditional British jelly and not American jelly, which, as we all know, is in fact jam. So first things first, we've all seen these people going around with these earphone things, like Beats or Peapods or Turnips, not sure what the hell they're called. Now, these things are meant to be really cool for some reason. And of course, with anything cool, it kind of just lets you down in other areas. The key one for me being, right now, I've got some beautiful, cheap, black headphones. Work perfectly fine. And the beautiful thing about them is they have a wire. They have a wire, so I can put them in the laptop. I can listen to whatever funky tunes I'm listening to, or maybe just some good old Newsnight question time. Keep up to date with my politics. And I can hear their lovely, deep, bassy voices clearly right into my noggin, like you guys might be listening to me now, if you've got some kind of headphone thing. However, if you going around, you've got some of these Peapod things, yeah? I don't see how that helps, really, because for me, if I'm walking around, I've got my Walkman in my back pocket, I'm listening to some Cliff or some Sammy Davis Jr., and I'm just like, bopping along, and all of a sudden, my right earbud falls out, and I'm like, oh god, my right earbud. I literally look down, I pick up the earbud, dangling down by my chest like some old man balls, and I'll pick it up, and I'll just plop it straight back in my lug, and it's fine, right? Everything's sorted. However, with these Peapod things, I don't understand, because you're going along, listening to your Cliff, listening to your Sammy Davis Jr., one pops out, yeah, it's going to fall on the floor. How is this a help? You're going to scrabble around on the floor, looking really quite silly. Especially, what if you're going over like some kind of drainage cover? It's going to drop down the middle. It's going to have to implement some sort of rescuing technique, like with them Chilean miners. Like, do you know what I mean? It just makes everything so much complicated. Would I rather have to pretend to look cool, but have to scrabble around on the floor if one falls out? Or would I rather just do what I do now, which is look down, pick it up, put it back in? I don't see why that is, like, so bad nowadays. Like, everything has to be wireless. Why? It's headphones. Like, you're listening to the thing, you're carrying it anyway. It's not like you can leave it at home and just carry on doing whatever. I don't know. That's my main kind of, I guess, issue with it, and why I'm saying to you guys, what you should be doing instead is, if you got some of those like kind of white old iPhone ones, they kind of die off quickly anyway, because I had some like, 5+ years ago. They kind of died. What you can do with them is, they're not working anyway, you can just snip off the wire, and you put the end in, makes it look like you're all hip and fly, save yourself 10 grand or however much these stupid little things cost. And, okay, yes, you won't be able to hear your music, you won't be able to hear the flyest new jams from DJ Sponge and Maggie the Pork Medallion, but at the end of the day, I mean, what's more important? Listening to some new music, or, you know, just chilling out, sitting on the bus, and being able to listen to your fellow man? I mean, that's a much more natural and beautiful thing. So there's some advice for you. The other one is, of course, regarding the custody treat that I mentioned earlier. It's still pretty raw to me, but I want to help you guys and make sure that you don't have to face and overcome the same challenges that I do. Kind of had a bad day, and I don't know about you guys, but whenever I have a rather down day, what I like to do to perk myself up, make me feel better, is I like to go out and I like to go and get a trifle. Now, yesterday, got this trifle in, paid £2 for this trifle, and I think I had about 2 to 3/5 of the trifle, maybe half of the trifle. If you were looking at it in percentiles, it would be about 40 to 60% of the trifle. Now, once I'd finished, I looked, and apparently you're meant to consume this trifle within a single day, 24 hours. That's the rules. I was like, okay. So I opened it yesterday about 1, and today it got around to about 12, half 12. So it got to this time, and I was like, well, I must have my trifle within the hour remaining permitted. Otherwise, you just have expired trifle, and that would be just terrible. So I was like, alright, get my trifle. So I go and get it, and I kind of open it up, you know, it's got that little, like, kind of, not cling film, but it's got that kind of transparent kind of wrapper thing over the top. And I'm looking in it, and I'm holding it, and you can kind of see some, for lack of a better term, jelly juices flowing amongst the bottom. So, you know, don't ask me why it was unprovoked, but I just decided right there and then, I was like, I don't want this juice, I don't want it to mix with the rest of it, I'm going to have to get rid of the juice, okay, simple. Naturally, the place that I thought to get rid of this juice was, in fact, the sink, because you're not going to go to the toilet, you're not going to go and tip out your trifle juice in the toilet, because what if you get some kind of splashback, you don't know what's trifle juice, you don't know what's toilet juice, everything just gets disgusting, you know. I was like, I'm going to stay away from that. Simple, sink. Boom. Open the fridge, get the trifle, we turn around, the sink's right there, go over to the sink. I've got that little container, I'm tipping out the trifle juice, and there's a window right in front of the sink, so I'm just, you know, tipping, got my eyes looking out the window, daydreaming, probably about something like, I don't know, golden combs or something, and just tipping away. All of a sudden, plop, look down, the trifle is in the kitchen sink. And, you know, I was so hungry, the mood I was in, I was tempted to kind of, like, try and scoop up, like, the toppermost layers, you know, to try and leave like an inch of trifle lining the sink, but I could possibly salvage the top half. But I kind of thought about it, and I was like, you know what, it's really not worth it. Like, I don't think it would go that well. I mean, I know the sink is meant to be clean. It's a place where you clean plates, so in theory it should be clean, but it's a sink, and no. So in the end, I decided, you know what, I'm just going to have to bite the bullet here, accept defeat. I have lost about, let's work it out quickly, lost about 80p's worth of trifle right here, right now, just in this one simple act of tipping. So I decided, you know what, the best course of action right now, just gonna have to turn on the hot water and try and flush it down. Like the good majority of the, like the thick matter, I did just scoop out and put in the bin. But the rest of it, like the custard and the cream and the jelly, it is in fact actually very quick to evaporate. Well, not evaporate, but whatever the word is. It dissipates rather quickly when hot water is poured onto it, and started to rise up. There was water. There was bits of fruit. There was yellow stuff. It was all kind of swimming around. I was like, why is this suddenly not going down? It's not got that much of a thick consistency, I didn't think. Of course, turns out, plot twist, there was in fact a tea bag that was just jammed perfectly right in the plug hole. I don't know, you'd think you take out your tea bag, you think you could just pour out the tea and then maybe take the tea bag, put that in the bin. But no, you apparently you must just tip the whole tea into the sink. And teabag be damned. But unfortunately, I can't talk because I tried a simple tipping maneuver and in fact lost my whole trifle. So, a teabag is smaller than a trifle, but I think I don't have any grounds to complain. I'm assuming it was a maid. Who knows? Maybe it was some kind of just crazed lunatic burglar, like the wet bandits. Maybe that's their new technique. Instead of just clogging it up with a simple rag, they have now resorted to tea bags. I don't know. But alas, anyway, I picked up the tea bag, put that in the bin, and the rest just continued as normal. So, guys, the moral of the story is that I went for a trifle and ended up a trifle down and a trifle upset. And yes, it's a funny pun, but I'm really not in the mood to laugh about it right now. So, just in case I come across quite emotional in other parts of the episode today, you got to pull that to the side when it comes to football. Football is another matter entirely. That's like the kind of thing where it comes to there's a celebrity chef and yes, he's killed someone with poison, but he does make a fantastic cake. You've just got to take that risk. You got to put that to the back of your mind and you just got to enjoy it for what it is. So that's what it's like with football. That's like with eating a cake. You got to have your cake and eat it, have your football and watch it. That's the way it goes. But going back just a few minutes to when we were talking about the headphones, P-Pods, they have that rivalry with another thing that this rapper guy's come in. He's got them all apparently way cheaper, way better, and they are sponsoring everything, literally everything. It's like Raid Shadow Legends out there with these headphones everywhere. You got to know about these headphones. So Ray J, if you're listening, I'll happily, flog your stuff. I don't care. I'll sell my soul if you will give me some money to talk about your product. But you haven't, so we can't. But I'll tell you some people that have, and that is the sponsor of today's show. That's right, because if you've been listening for any amount of time, you'll know that sometimes we do in fact have sponsorship. In the past we've had Adam Page's Sunflower Seeds, wonderful sponsor. That was a great show. But today, I'm very happy to announce that today's sponsor is Tena Men. And to celebrate, we have a pair of Tena men's Active Fit and Premium Fit protective underwear to give away, ranking at an eye-wateringly impressive 5.5 out of 8 droplets and 6 out of 8 droplets respectively on the Tena absorption scale. Now, both products are discreet, boasting sleek underwear designs in a masculine style, with the new absorbent dual polymer core instantly locking in leaks and preventing distracting odours. The Premium Fit package is aimed at comfort, coming in a pristine pearly white, whilst Active Fit sports a strong and manly navy blue, and is primarily aimed at those with a more extreme lifestyle, with such activities including, but not limited to, chess, reading, bingo, and walking. Now, as with any sponsorship thing we get in, I have to do my due diligence in, getting a product, reading their copy. But here's a moment for me to just talk about my personal experience. We were given some test samples, me and the Watsons, that is. We were given some test samples, and I must say, overall, the products are fantastic. Although my one gripe would have to be that the copy claims that it prevents odours. Although in my personal experience, the smell did in fact begin to become a noticeable issue for me around the 4th or 5th day. Also, quick word of warning, I learned the hard way that they are not flushable, so please dispose of your man nappies responsibly. Anyway, back to the script I have here. Whether you're incredibly old, incredibly lazy, or just one of those weirdos with an adult baby fetish, Tena has you and your crotch covered. Visit tena.co.uk for details, videos on pelvic floor exercises, and to get your pack today. That's tena.co.uk. Don't quibble, stop the dribble with Tena. Now, if we've piqued your interest with that, and you're needing a pair of these, then first things first, don't get too excited. We don't want to be held liable for any accidents. But that being said, there is a way for you to win a pack. We've got 2 pairs. I told you at the start, we've got 2 pairs, and we are going to give them away. Kind of. I mean, you do have to do something for them, so we're not just completely just giving them away. It's not like, oh, just send your email, we'll send it to you. There is some kind of give and take here. So if you are interested, we're having something of a competition, which is fun. It's kind of like our first one with audience interaction, I'd say, other than the audience emails, which is also a fun part. Got any? Send them in. But back to the matter at hand. This competition is simple. For a chance to win either pair, all you have to do is send in a piece of fan art relating to the show. Myself and the Watsons will act as judges, and the winner will be contacted at the earliest convenience, where they will be able to choose their desired prize, so either the active fit or the premium fit. Any submissions are welcome, whether it's of us, a new logo design. As long as it's something related to the show, it's eligible, and hopefully we'll be able to provide an update and show off some submissions in the next episode or so. So get creating, get them sent in, and good luck to anyone who is going to do so. If you're unsure when to send them, then come on people, you should know by now. Please send your submissions to jib.suave@hotmail.com. That's jib.suave@hotmail.com. So to reiterate, if you want to win a pair of these, this is legit. You can win a pair of these. We'll give them to you. If you win the art tournament, just send in a piece of fan art relating to the show. Anything you want. Use your initiative, let your creative juices flow, but don't try and tip the juices out because you may lose your trifle. So again, a big thanks to Tena Men for our sponsorship this week, and a big good luck to all the people that are going to enter the competition, and we'll give you an update in the next episode if we have one to give, and the winner will be contacted at our earliest convenience via your email. So keep an eye out for that, and good luck everyone who's entering, and we can't wait to see your submissions. I speak for the Watsons, they're not here right now, but I speak for all the Watsons when I say we are really looking forward to seeing what you guys can come up with. So we'll show them off. You'll get to have your stuff shown on the channel. Really exciting time, and good luck everyone. Now, before we continue with the show, I just want to have a big shout out, big applause for Tarquin, the producer of the show, who managed to surreptitiously slip in the Homey Don't Play That segment, even though we hadn't officially sectioned it off as such. But there you go. I mean, at least that way we've covered up another segment of the show, and we can move on to bigger and better things, or in this case, just more things. And of course, what other sections do we have? They have not yet covered. Come on, tell me. That is correct. It is, in fact, the Joke of the Week section. Now, I've actually had some emails come in, one of them saying that they didn't like the Joke of the Week jingle because it scares them. They listen to the podcast while they're trying to sleep. I don't know, is that an endorsement? I don't know if the show making someone fall asleep and pass out is much of a, thumbs up, but I'll take what I can get. But yeah, if you guys out there, if you agree, and if you're like, actually that is kind of, it wakes me up when I'm trying to sleep, or it's far too scary, those laughs, those cackles, then, tell me, send it to jib.suave@hotmail.com, that's jib.suave@hotmail.com, and give me some feedback. But anyway, on to the Joke of the Week. As a, parlay, that's probably not the right word, we're not in Pirates of the Caribbean, as an olive branch to said attempting listener, which for this time, you know what, I'm not going to play the Joke of the Week jingle. So you're welcome. I accept cash or check. We'll talk about it after the show. And so without further ado, here is the Joke of the Week. So 2 priests are driving down the road when they're suddenly pulled over by the police. Policeman gets out of his car, he comes over, he's like shining his torch in the car, checks him out, and he signals for the driver to roll down his window. Cop says, alright, listen guys, sorry to do this, sorry to pull you over like this, but we're looking for 2 child molesters. There's a couple seconds of silence, and the 2 priests decide to whisper amongst themselves. After a couple seconds, the priest driver turns back to the policeman, and he says, alright, we'll do it. That is this week's Joke of the Week. Now, if you love segments as much as I do, which, who doesn't? What's wrong with you? Then you'll know that the last thing we basically have to cover is the film of the week, which, as of right this second, right now, I have no idea what it's going to be, but I'm sure by the time the next segment turns up, we will know, because I will be talking about it. So, without further ado, Tarquin, can we take us to the final segment? And this will basically close out the show. Also, there's something coming up which I will talk about during the film thing, because it's related to film. So, keep an eye out for that, or an ear, or 2 ears, in fact, unless you've had an accident or something like that, in which case, sorry if that came off as insensitive. But anyway, we shall move on. This is the film review, without further ado. So let's go on to that. The film review of some film, which I will have picked now. And now is right now, and I'm very pleased to be joined by my good friend, my compadre. It's the original, it's Mr. Windjammer Watson. Windjammer, how are you doing?
Not bad, how are you?
Yeah, not too bad myself. Thank you very much for asking.
Good.
Good, indeed. So, my friend, I'll let you pick or announce to the lovely viewers out there which film we are reviewing right now.
We are...
the one that's on the TV right now.
We're reviewing Piranha.
Piranha, also known as Piranha 3DD, because there was some lovely 3D styly shots in there. Likewise, too, I remember when I was a kid, they had the Channel 4 like 3D section, 3D week or some shit.
Oh, yeah.
And they were playing like old films and stuff. And I'm pretty sure one of the Friday the 13th was that. I want to say 2 or 3. Does this ring any bells?
Yeah, no, that rings a bell.
Yeah, but I remember, I think there was like some kind of thing where it was like you could get the glasses from like somewhere. I'm not sure how you meant to get the glasses. And I didn't. Oh. And I can remember just sitting and be like, well, this kind of sucks. So, yeah. No, I don't know if it would have even worked anyway. But anyway, on to Piranha 3DD. Unfortunately, we didn't have the 3D capabilities, but we still did get to see the wonderful 2D film. So, I don't know, where do we usually start on reviews? I guess just...
God, it's a bit all over the place now.
It is, because it's like 2 different films, and it's like, well, where do you even start, and where do you...
Yeah.
I'm probably going to need to have some, like, kind of clarification what the hell went on at the end there, because I was kind of, like, doing other stuff. But we'll get to that when we get to it. So, okay.
Do you want to start with, like, an overview of the story?
Yeah, I was going to say an overview of the story. So, basically, Piranha, or Piranha 3DD, is about a fisherman who, I guess, is just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Unfortunately for him.
Yeah. And he just happens to be there when a earthquake... Right? But he didn't even feel it. It wasn't anything to do with him, unless it was his beer bottle.
On the description, it says an earthquake rips open the bottom of the lake.
Yeah, okay. Alright, we'll go with earthquake then. That's what happened. Earthquake splits open the bottom of a lake. Lake Victoria. Old man doing fishing. And he is unfortunately there, wrong place, wrong time. Whirlpool ensues. He is nibbled to death.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how to describe like the corpses in this film, or like the kind of the remnants of the corpses. It's something else. It's like there's like no. Okay, the simplest way I can put it is like, imagine a person and they have an arm missing, and then you replace the arm with like one of those like biology skeletons. And it's just kind of like hanging and like kind of thingy, but there's like a bit of flesh on it. That's kind of what it's like.
See, I was going to explain it in the way of like chicken wing eaters and shit like that. You know, you have the people that pick the bone clean.
Yeah, like me.
And then you have people like me who don't particularly go in to like get the nitty gritty.
They don't go into the nitty gritty.
So it's like there's still a bit of meat there, but it's like
that's fair. But like turn that into a limb.
Yeah.
Not a chicken wing.
Like, imagine instead of a chicken wing, it's like a hand.
Yeah, so imagine that. He is there, wrong place, wrong time, earthquake opens, piranhas come out and kill him, and therefore kill other people, and there's a big spring break thing. No fucking idea where it's set. Any idea? Well, where's Lake Victoria? Is that a real place?
I don't know.
Let's say Canada. Or America. I think we both agree that there's literally no point in watching the first 55 minutes unless you just want to watch like the titties. But I think if I said to you guys, all right, just go watch it from 50 minutes in, you still get some titty and butt action, right?
Yeah, just not as much as you would with the rest of the story added on.
Yeah, they say story. It's just kind of visual stuff happening. Overall thing is guy who looks exactly like fucking, I said live action, spectacular Spider-Man in human form. It was uncanny. He even has like the mole, he has the nose, he has the same hairstyle. He's literally the dude. I was like, okay, I literally said to you, I was like, okay, he has to be the actual voice actor for the guy. Because I'm pretty sure that was like, what, 2007, 2008, somewhere around there?
So, yeah.
I want to say 2008. Yeah. And I was like, he could have been the voice of the dude, and they could have, like, modelled it on him. Well, spoiler alert, it wasn't him.
Yeah.
It was just some random dude. But I also thought that I think you disagreed with me. I also thought that the girl was like Zendaya. In mannerisms, she has, like, the curly hair. I was like, she's literally just... And the only thing I've ever seen her in is the Spider-Man films. I still haven't seen June yet, but that's on my list to watch. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't.
We can watch that together sometime.
It's because it's not exactly like...
She just had, like, her mannerisms, and I was like, I could see Zendaya playing her.
No, it's because it wasn't that much like her.
Right, well, we'll agree to disagree. You guys watch it, you tell me if she has the mannerisms and just reminiscent stuff of Zendaya, and we'll tell us in the comments, whatever. The other thing is, other people in this that I thought was interesting, you got Christopher Lloyd, of course, Doc Brown. Doc Brown. Doc Brown. Some kind of doctor.
Brown.
From Brown. Have we ever do we do Freddy Got Fingered on here?
I don't...
I doubt it. I highly doubt it.
I feel like we must have, but like, at the same time, no. You know, I feel like we could have done it, but it's just...
I feel like we could. I'd have to go through, but I know we've got time for that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Okay, but anyway, if you haven't seen Freddy Got Fingered, that's our film recommendation for the week, apparently.
Yeah.
And pretty much for all eternity is Freddy Got Fingered, amazing film. Rip Torn, Rip Squared. Where were we? Okay, talking about Doc Brown.
Doc Brown.
Maybe, from Back to the Future. He was also in something we watched.
He was in Nobody?
Nobody, yes. With
Bob Odenkirk.
Bob Odenkirk, that's the one. Who was also in Better Call Saul, and of course, Incredibles 2. That's what I was waiting for.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I wasn't waiting for it. I couldn't think of it myself.
Yeah.
There we go. So he's in it.
Yeah.
There's also Elizabeth Shue, and I was like, Elizabeth Shue, she looks familiar, and I recognize her name. Looked it up. Apparently, can you remember what I said now?
No, I can't.
Because one of them was definitely Leaving Las Vegas, and the other was something else random. But I was like, oh, okay, so she's fine, except we'll get to a bit later. And then a dude the guy from Little Evil, which I thought it was from the name.
Oh, yeah.
And then it took a while for it to turn up, so I thought I was wrong, but then it turned out it was him. And Kelly Brook, who is a titty model, but she doesn't get them out, except she does in this, but maybe she did, maybe she didn't. It might be in CG, because I thought she was just like a not bra model, lingerie model, that's the thing, right?
I think so.
Like a lingerie model, but then in this, she's like nude. But I don't know whether that's like... they just not deep faked it or something, but like...
I don't think they'd go that far, just to deep fake appearance.
Yeah, but I thought... I might be wrong, but I thought she was like... Not like a topless model. I thought she was just like a...
Well,
a cleavage
maybe
model.
Because it was like, oh, well, we need to get tits out for this film.
And she was like, oh, well, for this film, then yes.
Yeah.
But my past however many year caher... of modelling, I've never...
Maybe she was just like...
Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I'm not
I'm
down on Kelly Brook. her back catalogue.
History.
And the other one was a porn star who was actually in another film, which we may or may not talk about, which had some in as well. Who I didn't know, but Windjammer here, he was like, oh, you know, that's let's check. I was like, I've never watched that in my life. I don't know what you're talking about.
I never forget her face.
Actually, it was, he said it from the booze. It was before her face even came in. It was quite impressive, actually. Just, you know, the pubic trim on the water scene. You know, I know that. Anyway, plot, in loosest term, not Peter Parker, basically is... So it's a party beach,
it's like
little town.
It's that place that every, like, student...
If you've seen Ozark, you know, like summer... What's it? Summer break? Beach break? Something like that?
Something like that.
that kind of thing. You get a little town, loads of kids go in there, they all get the boobs out and get drunk, yeah, and go swimming. Oh, okay, I don't know, I've never known how to say his name. Ving Rhames, however you say that, the guy that was in like Ocean's 11, that kind of shit. He's in it as well. We'll talk about him later as well, because he has a wonderful send-off. If you're worried about spoilers, then don't be for Piranha 3. It's more about the visuals, actually, if anything.
Yeah.
Although we will talk about some specific plot points as we go in. But the overall general thing is not Peter Parker is meant to be looking after his... Oh, siblings. Shit! Yeah, I forgot. Jerry O'Connell. I forgot Jerry O'Connell. Who I was excited... he was like the main event when we went into it. Who you may know from Kangaroo Jack as the white guy. And as one of the little... I think he was the chubby kid in Stand By Me. And I enjoy both of them films. And you haven't seen Stand By Me?
I haven't seen Stand By Me.
I recommend it. Yeah, it's a good time. And he's in that. He's also in this. But he's like a dick. He's like basically the bad guy. Other than the Piranhas.
Yeah, he's one of those sleazy guys.
Yeah, he's a typical like older guy that's like kind of perving on sleaziness. He is sleazy.
Yeah.
Whatever. He's living the dream, essentially.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, he's, like, filming, he's, like... It wasn't even porn. What was it?
I'm not... We'll get into it later, because it's, like, part of the...
Yeah, okay. So, not Peter Parker is meant to be looking after... So, he's the son of Elizabeth Shue, who is the sheriff, and her kind of... I don't know if deputy or helper man, also sheriff, is Ving Rhames, who, again, I don't know if that's how you say his name, but... did you recognise him, the black guy?
No,
Okay, no.
I've never seen him.
I think he's also in Out of Sight with George Clooney off the top of my head. Other than that, I can't think of anything else off the top of my head that he's in. Anyway, back to the meat at hand.
Oh God. Oh, but...
Not Peter Parker is the sheriff's son. He's meant to be looking after some siblings, but the girl that he likes is around, and he gets recruited by Jerry O'Connell. And I think he does the voice of Superman in some of the animated films. I think.
I wouldn't know.
I'll have to have a look afterwards. I'll add a citation to the video in the description, maybe. No one cares anyway. No one gives a shit if Jerry O'Connell played Superman in any of the animated series. Or films, or rather. Anyway, so Jerry O'Connell basically hires... Not Peter Parker because he's a local, he knows the area, which I don't know why it matters for what they wanted to film.
I don't know.
And he has a boat that has a glass bottom, and he has Kelly Brook and another chick, and somehow not Peter Parker's crush ends up going. And he basically tells his siblings, you stay at home, and I'm going to go out and do this and get paid for it and look at some chicks in bikinis, essentially.
Yeah. Pretty much.
And, you guys stay at home. So the mum thinks they're staying at home. Wonderful. And that's basically, until stuff happens, that's it.
That's pretty much it.
The sheriff and Ving Rhames, they find a, like you were saying, a chicken-winged body.
They find the chicken-winged man.
And they were kind of like, oh, we're not quite sure what this is. We don't know whether to really... I don't know. What was actually the instigation of them being like, okay, we should...
I think it's because he went out fishing and then no one's seen him come back.
No, I mean, the instigation for them, like, going... Because they come and close it later. But I don't know why.
Oh, because they were, like, looking at the body and they're like, oh, there might be, like an acid leak or something. There's, like...
Oh, yeah, I heard them say...
There's chemicals in the water.
So it
might be dangerous for people to go in it.
Right. Well, there you go. That's it. So for 50 minutes, basically, the only thing that can happen is the siblings go away on a boat, and then he doesn't tether the boat down. They go to like a little island to get stuck on the island.
Because they need to go fishing for some reason.
Just because they're bored, I guess. And then Jerry O'Connell's yacht, where they're filming this like softcore porn, where they're like swimming underwater with amazing breath-holding skills.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, if they're in the industry... Yeah, they would develop them skills, possibly. But for the amount of time that they had it, it was kind of like mermaids, essentially.
Ew.
They just didn't need to come up for breath. It was impressive.
I don't know how they did it.
No. And I don't know what... Because it looked quite nice. It looked quite good in the film. But if you think they're just filming it from above, they look like shit.
Yeah,
Funny reflections.
It's literally like...
They're filming them like underneath the boat naked, swimming around in circles from through the glass bottom of the boat. That's it.
Plus they got like thick...
Yeah, they are thick. They've got thick thighs.
No.
Sorry, what are you talking about?
They got thick, like, support beams to hold the glass in.
Right.
So it's like looking through tiny windows. And...
It was like a big window.
I mean, there was a big window on the bottom, but they were never, like, directly underneath.
So what were they filming?
I don't know.
Okay, that sounds good. Anyways, basically, he's filming a naked paragliding... It's not paragliding. What's it? Jet ski? But it's not jet ski. What's it called? When you jet parachute... You're in a parachute, and you're tied to a jet... Not a jet ski. A speedboat, and it's fucking off, and you'll be getting pulled in the air. What is that called? Answers on a postcard, send it to... Yeah. Anyway, so she's like naked. That's when Windjammer was like, oh yeah, I know that pubic region. Yeah. And then that bit was awesome. I think that was the start. That was the first bit that was like, okay, you know what? That's actually pretty solid. So we'll get on to this in a second. They save the kids from the island. He goes and picks up the kids from the island. The sheriff woman and the guy from Little Evil, they find a piranha. It jumps on their ship after some people get nibbled in a cave. Yeah. Which is pretty... disappointing. They kind of show off though that they swim through the crack, the fissure that the earthquake made, and there's just rows of eggs basically, and it kind of just shows that they were like lying dormant there, I guess, and then the earthquake like kind of opened the pocket up for them to come up. It did its job in that way. Yeah. Then they both got nibbled. Nothing much to say, to be honest. They give Doc Holliday, whatever the hell he's called, they give him the piranha, and he's like, oh, this fish hasn't been around for 2 million years. I know this fish off by heart. Some fucking how. He goes there, he gets like a fossil, and he's like, look, this is the same fish. I don't know why he sounds like Yogi Bear. Hey, boo-boo. Hey, boo-boo. Hey, this fish hasn't been around for 2 million years. Anyways, we'll do more impressions next week. And what do we learn from that? That's literally just for the end, right?
It's literally...
He's fish expert that tells them that they hunt in packs, so there's more of them. Okay, well, thank you. Well, one of our friends has just died being eaten by some, so thank you, we knew that already. And he comes in to play later on at the end for the big sting. Yeah. Anyway, save the kids. He's looking at paraglider, porn star. Then this is when shit starts going down. So that's basically the story. Somehow they filled 50 minutes with that. That's it. Paragliding. I'm going to call it paragliding. Is that paragliding? I don't know. Is that the... Wait, what's the one when you're in the thing? You got like the big kite, but you're like Kite Man. What is he doing? What does Kite Man do? Hang gliding. Hang gliding. Okay, I'm pretty sure that one's paragliding.
It's got to be paragliding.
There's a parachute involved, not wings.
There's a parachute.
And you're kind of gliding. Think the start of Jurassic Park 3, which I'm pretty sure we've covered on another... I think I did, like, really early on, Jurassic Park 3, and that little kid goes into the mist, and then he goes missing, it comes out, and it's like...
Is it parasailing?
Parasailing?
Is that because there's paragliding, which
I think... is parasailing not where...
I thought parasailing was literally like...
I thought parasailing was where you're, like, kind of stood on a surfboard that's got a sail.
Shit. Why the fuck are there so many, like... parachute related
paratrooper.
Yeah, fucking Christ.
Well, I don't know. It doesn't really matter. I think paragliding. I'm going to say paragliding. We'll stick with paragliding.
We'll get corrected.
Anyway, she goes under the water. We've got a lovely shot of her, like... It sounds pervy, even though I guess...
Big old muff shot.
I was going to say that. Lovely big old muff shot. Fucking hell. A lovely big old shot of the muff. No, we get a shot. I'm pretty sure there's like a shot from like underneath, and it's like her boobs like skimming over the top. That looked nice, right? That's what I was gonna. Jesus Christ, that's what I was gonna say, not the muff.
I don't.
Anyway, this is when shit starts going down because she's getting like nibbled from underneath, right? And then and then there's like loads of blood. She's like, "Oh shit, help!" So, oh, what's kind of going on here? They go and like drive away, lift her up in the air. Yeah, her legs are gone. she's like just
she
hanging
literally
there.
just slumped there, tits still out, no legs.
Yeah, and that that was the first bit. I was like, huh, that's pretty sweet. That's pretty good. The special effects weren't bad either. Oh, big old muscle. Anyway, so then we cut to booty and wet t-shirt contest.
Oh shit, I forgot about that.
Which is going on. I think there's like some guy that reminded me of Zachary Quinto, how you say his name, Spock. And he was also in Hitman.
Oh, right.
And he's like judging it. And then here comes Elizabeth Shue and Ving Rhames. And they're like, hey, everyone, stop.
Yeah, get out the water. We need you to
get out the water because, of course, we mentioned earlier chicken wing fishermen.
Yeah.
And so what happens is, of course, do you know what teenagers are like? They don't like to listen, blah, 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 blah. They all start jumping in the sea, the lake, the ocean, wherever the fuck they're in. The expanse of water, of H2O. But instead it's H2O no, as next thing you know, fucking chaos ensues. Now this bit, okay, from here on, I was in. Before that, it was boring. I was still watching it. I didn't like end up on my phone or anything, but I was kind of just like, yeah.
I'd zone out, just like...
Yeah, like, I'd be looking at it, I wasn't really taking it in, because then I'd have to ask you, I was like, what's going on here? Because it got halfway through before I realised that the kids that were stuck on the island were his siblings.
Yeah, no.
And then you were like,
I didn't even realise they got rescued.
Right, okay. I think, did I see that? I think I went and got a drink and came back and then they'd had it.
She went and, like, stood on a glass bowl and that's the last thing I remember of them.
Yes, okay.
And then they were just on the ship.
Well, okay, there we go. If you want to watch this film and you like blood and just stupid chaos and fun, stupid horror, humour, watch it from 55 minutes. Yeah. If you want to, from 50, maybe get a little bit of context beforehand. Very unnecessary. You don't need that. Go in at 55 minutes. Watch it till the end. You'll just have a good time. It's like a half an hour. What's that, like 35 minutes, 40 minutes maybe from there?
About that.
Off the top of my head, yeah. I'll say that now before we go into spoilers of like specific things that happened that were fucking amazing. Watch it from 55 minutes. You'll have a great time. Get a can of pear cider and just have some fun. Eat some little wasabi nuts while you're doing it. Whatever. And just enjoy it. That's all I'll say. Anyway, okay, here's the actual specifics of what goes on. Panic ensues as woman in ring with buttocks. Ring. Wonderful Muff. That's like the catchphrase, man. How the fuck? That's literally going to come back every fucking episode from now. Like, it's just probably more than it should.
It's merchandise. Get slapped down a t-shirt.
Jib Suave, Wonderful Muff Shop. The WMS. Anyway, she's like sounding like a little ring. Okay, she gets nibbled by some piranhas, right? Yeah. I said to Windjammer here, I said, what they should have done was, and she's kind of like, oh dear, ow. I was like, at first, it would be funny if she like kind of was into it. I was like, because then if she's getting like her butt nipped, or like, you said, okay, you said, okay, her butt's getting eaten though. Right? Yeah. Not like that. Get your minds out the gutter. Her butt is literally getting eaten. The gluteus is being consumed.
Because instead of like a little nip, it's literally just like, yeah.
So yeah, gluteus is being consumed. But I was like, if at first she's like, oh, and she like smiles a little, like she's into it, and then it keeps, and she's like, oh dear, and then she's like screaming. I don't know. That was my 2 cents. So yeah, from then on, chaos. Fucking mental. Let's just kind of run through some highlights. Basically, everyone's like, oh shit, that woman's getting shredded to bits. Everyone fucking run. Everyone fucks off, and like there's like shit going down. They're trying to get to boats. There's people like swimming. It turns into like some kind of fucking national disaster. You got like people like clambering aboard, and they're getting like bits like chewed off. There's like gashes. God damn it. Back to the Muff.
Back to the Muff.
Okay, I can't say anything about this fucking film. There's chew marks. There's like slices, and they're like bleeding. They're getting like hauled on board ships. There's like, and then they have like a shot of like other people already being there, like fucking, their necks are gashed, and like that bit was great. That bit was amazing. This guy tried to, before the other guy that tries to get away on the speedboat, this guy on a speedboat just fucking slams the thing on, try and get out there straight away, smashes into the dude, the Zachary Quinto
about
dude, takes his head off, clean off.
Literally, like, smacks off the other boat and then just...
Yeah, that bit was fucking great. That's when we were like, okay, shit's going down here. And then, a woman gets cut in half with wire, very slowly and very terribly. CG, half tit falls in, falls in water. That bit looked a bit ropey.
Yeah.
Get it ropey because you got cut in half by some kind of rope.
That's good.
Yeah. What else? I feel like there was loads. Now that I'm thinking about it,
it's literally just like there's so much chaos going on.
I forgot woman with hair. Ponytail woman.
Woman.
So dude, who is not the same guy that smacked off Thingy's head, he's like trying to escape, and there's all these people like swimming to try and get to safety. He's like, fucking hell, I'm getting out of here. So he gets in a speedboat, he's like driving through people. You see like them getting like shredded up behind him on occasion. Yeah, they're just getting like twined underneath.
There's like a guy who gets his like neck fucking chopped into.
Yes,
you see
there's like limbs and bodies, and that bit's great. And then suddenly he stops and he's like, oh, what the hell's going on here? And then like people are like trying to clamber aboard. It's like zombies, like trying to get on him. They're all like bloody. Somehow, I have no idea how the fuck this would work. A woman's hair has been caught in the propeller and it's snagged.
I think it's because he's literally just driving over people.
Yeah, no, but okay, think.
So it's like...
Think. With what we know happens at the climax... Surely that would just happen. Her hair is not thick enough to clog up a running speedboat thing.
It's like a drill. You know, if you get your hair caught in a drill, it thingies up. But and the more it thingies up, it gets like.
I know. Clogged. I see what you're saying.
And she was getting dragged along.
We'll agree to disagree.
Okay.
So his his speedboat gets stopped because there's a woman's ponytail jammed in his propeller. So he's like. She's like, please. She's like, stop, sir. Or like,
stop the boat.
She's like,
fucking dick.
Stop the boat. And he's like, fuck this. We're getting out of here. He's like pulling the cord and stuff, and eventually gets the propeller working. Her hair's still in it. I feel like I've seen this in like another film. Is it in like Final Destination or something like that? Same kind of thing. What is it where like her hair's caught in a machine? Oh, Saw 3 or Saw 4. Woman with hair in like cogs. I think Saw 3, if I had... No, is it 4? Either or. Saw 3 or 4. Now I'm leaning towards 4. Don't ask me why. And woman with hair and cogs, and it's like, obviously, they have to... You know, everyone knows how Saw works by now, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
even if you hate that kind of thing, you know how it works. It's like death traps, and you have to solve the puzzle and stop the person getting deathed.
Yeah.
Hers is like, her hair's caught in some cogs, she's like stuck in a chair. It's pulling the hair. Yeah?
You imagine what's going to happen.
Scalp is being yanked.
Yes.
Basically, same thing here, but a bit faster. In that, it's more like... have you seen that?
No, I haven't.
In that, it's more like brutal, because it's kind of like...
It's
in
a
clumps.
slow...
It's like a slow thing. This, it's just like, shink! Just like kind of pulls it off like a
Band-Aid.
Yeah, I was going to say condom to kind of keep in line with the theme of the parties and the muff.
Fair.
So we'll go with the condom just being like yanked off a
I forgot about that.
A penis. So imagine that. That's like her skin on her head. Her head is the penis. Her skull is the penis, right? And her skin is the condom. And the hair being in the propeller just yanks off the skin like it's a condom. Does that work?
I don't know.
For what it is, her fucking skin gets ripped off the top of her head, and she's like bald. She's like meat from she's like meat from Mortal Kombat, but just the top of her head.
It's literally from like nose upward, isn't it?
Yes, she gets scalped and foreheaded and nosed, and top of cheeked.
He was very
scalpy.
Scalpy.
Anything else before we move on to pretty much the end?
So there's a point in the film where what's the black guy called?
Ving Rhames. I'm probably going to get thingy for like Ving. How else could you even say Ving Rhames? Maybe because like the Thames is spelled the same way, but with an R. Anyway, we'll say Rhames. Go on.
Yeah. So VR decides to start shooting the piranhas.
Shit.
And he's going to town. He runs out of bullets. He's like, fuck it. I'm going to use a boat.
Naturally, what you do is, instead of getting in the boat and turning on the propeller and trying to aim it around and kill some incoming... Because they're not around him.
They're not. They're like going towards
because
him.
I was saying to you when we were watching it, he's like shooting his shotgun and there's like no splashes in the water. It's like, I'm pretty sure at least one of them he aimed down and like there was no splash. I mean, to be fair, there was one that was kind of like aimed like kind of towards the camera, so you could argue it kind of the splash would have happened off camera. But I'm pretty sure there was one that was like directly down and there was no splash. Anyway, he resorts to it was like Dead Rising. He's just like kind of picking up whatever the hell's there and just using it as a weapon itself. He goes, oh, naturally the thing to do is not to get on a boat and try and help the people. As deputy, he's like, naturally what I'll do is I'll rip off this propeller off this boat, rendering boat useless.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how boats work. Can you just like kind of snag it back on? He picks up propeller, begins brandishing it like some kind of another chainsaw. 3D shot here. Yeah, brandishing it basically like a chainsaw, except it's like a little propeller.
It's like a tiny little.
And so he's like shredding them in the water, but naturally, if you're shredding them, you have to let them come to you. And it's a propeller, unless you're like spinning around in a circle really fucking fast, like a helicopter, you ain't gonna get them anyway.
Oh, I've got a perfect clip for that.
So he's just like kind of combing the area in front. Imagine like a scythe, right? You harvest the wheat. Yes. Yeah. Imagine that, but with a propeller and some piranhas, right? So he's just getting a bit in front of him. Naturally, he's letting the ones come around the sides. Now, I had an idea, which they kind of did.
Yeah.
Literally, when he was doing that, I was like... Because you could see them swarming around him. So I was like, he's not going to get these fuckers that are like coming around the back. So I was like, can you imagine if he kind of just like sinks into the water because they're like eating his legs away and he's gradually getting like shorter and shorter while he's like trying to trim them down. They kind of did that because he was getting like lower, but like it wasn't necessarily because of that, I don't think. I'm not sure what exactly they're trying to do.
I think his legs just got eaten, so he just kind of had to like sit there, and the more he got eaten, he just kind of like...
Yeah, but
he just died and just sunk.
They didn't kind of show it. I don't know. I mean,
maybe
that was the idea, like but they didn't exactly show it.
It was like him just like crouching.
Yeah.
As like falling over.
Yeah, so he basically got to go lower and lower and basically just like got 8, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was the end of the thing.
After that, I don't think... At least I can't remember anything.
After that, we're at the big finale, right?
Yeah.
So after that, we had the big finale, which is the sheriff woman gets a call. I believe she gets a call.
Oh my god,
She gets a call because back at the boat, I don't think we mentioned this, but the glass bottom that they're watching, the kind of weird softcore porn thing, breaks.
Yeah,
and
they get
the thing fills up. They're caught on some like kind of seaweeds caught in their propeller.
Yeah.
And they're kind of stuck on some rocks at the same time. So they're kind of all screwed. So he's the son of the sheriff. So he calls her. She's like, oh, hi, how's it going? How you doing? And he's like, oh, well, actually, we're not at home. We're actually on the lake.
Yeah.
And she's like, but where's your brothers and sister? And he says, oh no, they're with me. And rather than being like, oh, Jesus Christ, like she's just witnesses what we right, think of everything we just told you. Massacre, people getting their heads ripped off, people getting their heads knocked off, people getting thingied in half, people getting eaten right in front of you. Her reaction isn't like, oh, Jesus Christ, it's the most terrible thing. She's like, oh my God. Wasn't it? Is that what she said? Was she literally going,
oh my God.
Oh my God. Like with that much kind of energy.
Think, what's it called? Trolls?
I haven't seen it.
God, it's that. Yeah, everyone knows it because they're eating her. And then they're going to eat
too.
me.
I thought you meant trolls as in Justin Timberlake.
Oh,
oh my God. Okay. Yeah, it's literally like, oh my God.
There's no panic at all whatsoever.
Yeah. So then,
I don't think she cares if they're like, fucking hell.
She just want a paycheck. She want to go home. So then she runs, gets on a boat. Then we get guys from Little Evil, comes over, jumps on the boat with her. And he had no idea about that conversation that she had because he was over driving around. He thought he was a badass. He's on like a jet ski, like shooting a shotgun with like one hand. Yeah. He's like, oh yeah, I'm the shit right now in this one. And so he's off doing that. She gets his call. She jumps in the speedboat. He jumps in the speedboat with her. And somehow he miraculously knows that they are going to save the sun. And you wisely pointed out it was very funny at the time. So they're jumping in a thing. And she starts driving like off into the sea. And then you rightly said, he's like, oh, are we not going back to land or something? Like he didn't hear the conversation. They're just fucking off back into the ocean. But somehow he's fine with that. He kind of knew that anyway. Anyway, they get there. Kelly Brook's still alive. Pretty much everyone's still alive, right? How the hell does
they
fall in
okay.
Wait.
So when they get like caught on the rocks and shit,
Yeah.
which subsequently smashes the glass thing.
Yeah.
Because everyone's up on deck, they got caught by the seaweed. They eventually get free and then, hit the rock. And when they hit the rock, the boat like jostles so violently.
Yes, it does. I remember that now. Yeah. Him and blonde porn girl fall in. Somehow, that bit was kind of neat. It was kind of stupid, but once I got what they were going for, it was okay. Yeah. She's getting like eaten, and they're like eating her belly, and then she's like, and I thought it was just like blood coming out of her mouth, but it's a piranha because it's eaten her inside and somehow gone up through her throat, comes out of her mouth. He's like, oh god, I'm getting out of here.
Yeah,
and then he's like, Kelly Brook, help me, Kelly Brook. And she's like, oh dear, let me help, because she's like proper British in it. I don't know how she talks normally, but like,
she was
proper.
Very...
Oh, I'm a British woman. I will get my boobs out.
Let me help you up.
Let me swim around underneath your boat for money. Would you like to lick some tequila off one of my breasts? And lick some salt on my sternum and suck some tequila out of my belly button and then eat some lime out of my mouth.
I'm sorry for the fluff.
That's basically what she was going for. And she's like, oh, let me help you up, sir. What was he called? Like Brian or something.
I don't even know.
I don't know.
Used to him
Jerry O'Connell, would you like to come up on your boat?
Grab my paddle, I'll pull you up.
The boat's called the Barracuda. Don't tell me why I remembered that. Yeah, so, she's like giving him an oar. Basically, they get him on board. I forgot about this. They get him on board, and they did it quite well, because it's like you can kind of see her like hitting stuff from afar. He's pulled on deck, if you can call it deck. And not Peter Parker comes along, and he's like, look, and he's like, what the hell's going on here? And then eventually they pan down, and he has like little like chicken wing stump legs. It just looks so fucking weird. It's like him, Jerry O'Connell's top half, and he's got these like just spindly little legs. We said it was like that guy from American Dad. That's like the little kind of like Frankenstein boy. He's got like the little legs that like snap on him. Yeah, like when he tries to walk. That's what it's like a dude with like those little legs. And she's like twatting some piranhas off his already boned legs. Oh, and then they ate his dick.
They ate his dick.
He's like, my dick's gone. And
they took my dick.
Because we were like laughing, and did any of us mention the dick, and then he said it, or was it? Because I was kind of thinking it, I might not have said it.
I was like, oh, I'm surprised he hasn't like thinking it, and just boom.
Yeah, no, and then they literally just go, oh, my dick, they've taken my dick.
They've taken my dick.
And then, so naturally, we go down, and we see the implants rising, somewhat, maybe they're buoyant. Basically, the piranhas have eaten blonde porn star. The implants are rising, and after they rise, we see Jerry O'Cock in frame in 3D, and then Piranha comes, eats cock, and then swims around a bit. And for some reason, comes back,
spits it back out,
spits out cock. So now cock's been a bit munched. So there's a bit of munched cock in 3D. Like floating out the screen. I don't know why they had to come back for munched cock. That just seemed overkill to me.
Because why not? They like budgeted it all out. Like we have some money for an extra scene. Let's just add this back in here.
Money for an extra 3D. How about after the piranha eats the cock, it comes back and spits out the cock? Barry, yes.
You'll get a promotion, mate.
Munch cock. So you have normal cock. Piranha eats a cock, spits out some munch cock. I guess it was in the budget. That's a perfect answer. So he's he basically dies. They cover him up with a towel.
Yeah.
And so along comes Elizabeth Shue and Little Evil Guy. And they're like, okay, we've got some rope. We're going to put the rope over there. We're going to shimmy across this rope and then get everyone to shimmy back across. Unfortunately, Zendaya girl has been stuck in main room. Yeah. Everyone else is on deck somehow. She's stuck in main room underneath, like in the ship. And basically, they're getting everyone across. And the mum sheriff, she's like, all right, son, you get across. and I'll come back and try and save your crush.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm not leaving her behind. I was like, this guy's a dick. Like, his mum has, like, sacrificed herself to go and get this girl. And he's like, but I'm not going to leave her. How are you helping, man? And you're like, I don't know why I said man.
Man.
I was like, how are you helping, man? You just, like, stood on the deck doing fuck all.
There's like a skylight. He's been trying to break the skylight open. That's about the extent of what he did.
That's the extent of my knowledge. That's basically it. So then he's like, you know what? I'm going to stay. Give me a walkie-talkie. Gets a walkie-talkie.
Yeah.
Is this when Jerry O'Connell comes into play, or is this later on? Is this after they're streaming across?
No, they start streaming across.
Yep.
There's like one of the other porn...
Kelly Brook.
Yeah,
is too long, and she gets nibbled.
She starts to, like, lose her grip strength because she's trying to, like, swipe them away.
Here's another thing. If she had amazing breath strength, you'd think she'd have amazing grip strength as well, as a porn star.
Yeah.
But what do you know? Alas, not.
Yeah, she falls in because she's trying to swipe them off, and she gets eaten.
Yep.
So the kids shimmy across, and then the bit that they tied the rope to on the, like, cord boat
on the police boat snaps.
So the not Peter Parker has to, like...
He's on his own, right? He's on his own. He's got a walkie-talkie. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna... What does he say to her?
I'm not even sure. But, like, he secures it. The guy, like, speeds up so the mum doesn't get eaten. So, yeah, she gets dunked. The piranhas start coming after her. The guy speeds up.
Yep.
To pull the, like, rope taut so she doesn't get eaten.
Mm-hmm.
She shimmies back across to her kids.
Yep.
Not Peter Parker's like, okay, like,
you guys wait
stop
there.
the engine.
Yeah, you wait there.
I'm gonna grab this rope, tie it around myself.
Yeah.
I've got a good plan.
Yep.
To go under.
Because Zendaya.
The only way they can get to Zendaya is through under the boat where the hole.
But of course, there's all these piranhas around the boat. So how are we going? They like blood. I literally thought he was gonna, like, cut his hand and, like, kind of wave it and be like, look, get over here, and then I don't know. So anyway. Well, what we're going to do, if only we had someone that we can sacrifice and put in the water. Yeah. Oh, wait, we've got half of Jerry O'Connell. We can get him. So they go to pull the blanket off. Jerry O'Connell, he's still alive. He grabs his arm. And he mutters the infamous final words. Wet t-shirt. Wet t-shirt. Oh. And he's dead.
He's gone.
And he's like, oh, he's doing it. He's like spitting blood in the guy's face.
Yes.
Which I don't know if that was meant to be a joke. Because the angle they had, it wasn't like you had the angle of him like going, oh. But you could like see, like it was like a shot of Jerry O'Connell over not Peter Parker's shoulder. And he was kind of like flinching a bit from like blood spatter in his face. And I don't know if that was a joke, but it was funny.
I feel like they were like, okay, so
leave it.
Not Peter Parker, yeah. Just be as serious as you can. Jerry, do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, after
t-shirt.
After kangaroo giant, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
So he's dead, right? Now he's dead.
Yeah.
So he picked the other bit. This bit goes on. He picks him up, and so he's got like his Jerry O'Connell body with like these like little limp dick skeleton legs. That he's like carrying around. Has to like drop him over the side. So they all nibble him. Yeah. Somehow they don't always like eat the whole thing, like we saw with the fisherman. Also, I think fisherman is a guy that's in Jaws. Just I'm just throwing this in here now.
I wouldn't know.
And they would have been. That's when they would have been at the hungriest because they've just come out.
Yeah.
And they didn't even eat all of them. So I don't really get how that works. He was taking a big chance. Anyway, he's got this rope wrapped around him, dives underneath the boat. Goes up through the thing, and naturally the plan worked, of course. They're just away eating this one guy, all...
half a guy.
Yeah, half a guy. There's like 50 piranhas, but we've seen there's literally hundreds.
Yeah.
What about the ones that are back over by the party? They're all going to swim over for this one fucker here? When there's all these people in the water that are dead that you can nibble on.
I guess... No.
They're like, you know what?
They were like separate locations.
They're like, fuck it, you know, I like a challenge. We'll go over here. These are stuck in a boat, but it's worth the wait. I'll just wait here and wait. Also, how the hell did that boat not fill up? They were literally there for like 25 minutes.
Know.
And instead of sinking, it's like 3-4 feet of water
it's up
inside
to,
this
like,
thing. It's
up
kind
to,
of
like a cabinet.
It's
level.
barely up to the bench. She's like sat on a bench and she's pretty much fine.
Yeah, and she's got a little pan to like.
Oh yeah, I
smack
forgot
piranhas
that. That was another 3D bit. She's like twatting them away with a pan. Is there some kind of piranha pan? No. He swims underneath. Did you notice the gas things when he went through? We were like, oh.
Yeah,
I noticed them. Like as soon as he went through things, like some little gas cans, I was like, oh, I wonder what's gonna happen here.
Yeah.
He comes up, and instead of her being like,
oh, thank God, now we can leave.
yeah, they're like, oh, hello.
Oh my God, what's his name?
Oh my God, you're alive.
What are you doing here?
Can we go now? But
shut the fuck up while I look through this cabinet.
Yeah, and he's like looking through stuff. He gets like a flare, goes down, does the gas canister. He's like, Mom, here's the plan. I'm gonna count to 10. I'm gonna say 10. You guys are gonna count down. I'll swim out the bottom. Fuck these rocks I hear in between. If I get yanked into them.
No, okay, yeah. There's another thing.
Yeah.
So, like on the boat that he's on, there's
Yeah.
like these ridges on top of the bit that he was standing on, which the rope had like kind of hooked itself around.
Okay.
While he dived under.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's kind of awkward because when when he gets pulled, he's just gonna like get yanked up the side of the boat.
Yeah, I thought that as well. And I thought, if nothing else, he's just gonna get pulled into these rocks.
Yeah, no. I kind of thought, okay, so his plan is he's gonna get them to pull, and he'll be sucked out from this tiny little room inside the boat through the glass thing that was broken up the side of the boat out onto the thing,
It'd be like Goat
work.
Simulator. You get fucking fired around everywhere on this fucking string, and he can't get off.
Yeah,
There's a lot of twatting in this review. It's keeping on topic.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he saves girl. He's like, I'm going to count to 10. You guys drive, and it's going to pull me out. Again, editing didn't do them much of a service here because you have like them snapping at him, and then we cut to, oh, I can't get the boat to start. I was like, dude, they're about to fucking bite him. Get the thing to start. You have all that go. You have them about to bite. That's when it blows.
Yeah,
it's like the tension's gone. If it's like, oh, it's about to bite him. They're 2 feet away. And then you have another 10 seconds of him fucking around with this boat. That was annoying. But anyway, they go out. He's turned the thing on. Leaves a flare next to the gas. Which, I don't remember. But how would it work? Because doesn't gas like... Because it was bubbles, right? Wouldn't gas come up and fill the little hole? And then it's when the flare reaches...
I think...
But don't flares sink? Because I'm sure I've played games and seen films where they'll crack a flare
wait.
or light a flare under the water, and then you leave it and it's like, hey, we're diving in a cave, go down there, that's where the bottom of the thing is.
You forget that he taped the walkie-talkie to it.
Yes, because that's going to make it float.
So clearly, the walkie-talkie has enough buoyancy to just lift the flare up.
Yeah, I did forget. But I didn't forget, I just didn't mention it. But yes, maybe the buoyancy of the walkie-talkie. It's a walkie-talkie and it's an airy-wary, and it also lifts up this fucking flare into the gaseous pocket, which I didn't think I'd be saying on this episode. The gaseous pocket, boom, goes dynamite, although there isn't any. Boom goes the gas.
Yeah.
But luckily, they get yanked away just in time, and the piranhas are swimming behind them and just die.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on with that.
Stupid... Okay, not the stupidest thing I've ever seen. I've seen a lot of stupid shit. This was stupid, though. It was like...
I thought they just kind of like popped. Oh, sorry.
I'm trying to think what it looked like. Off the top of my head, it was just kind of like they stopped and then kind of like didn't like... They looked a bit like they kind of... Stuff come off them a bit or something.
It was like they stopped. You kind of see them float a little bit and then just brown shit. I don't know if that was meant to be blood.
That brown. Rings a bell, actually. Yeah,
because it's like...
Yeah.
They cloud into the water.
It's like...
And then that's all of them dead.
It's like a cross between... You're in Shrek when you like... Doesn't he like fart and all like the fish die?
Yeah.
It's like that, but under the water, crossed with in like a video game when you like shoot an enemy, and instead of them having it just like fade out or something, if it like, goes like... And like kind of... Or like if you shoot like a seed pod in some kind of... I don't know what fucking game I'm playing.
Yeah,
it's like a little...
It does that little cloud thing.
Yeah, a little cloud thing, like that. I'm kind of going off you. I can remember them stopping for no reason and then just like kind of dying.
I swear, they literally just
stop. They don't get blown up. The ship gets blown up. But they are a good, 30 feet away?
It's gotta be...
He gets yanked, and they're still chasing him for a good bit, and then the explosion comes. I was like, when's this explosion coming? And it's kind of like it's like the shockwave kind of shocks them, stuns them, but then somehow that kills them.
Maybe they're just, like, little fish bodies couldn't handle the pressure of
The little fish bodies.
being jiggled slightly by an explosion.
The little fish bodies couldn't handle it, and they just capitulated right there. And everyone's happy. Then you can explain the fucking ending.
So was it the mum, the sheriff?
It was Doc.
Yeah, no, but like who gets called? He calls someone.
I don't give a shit.
Doc Brown calls someone on the boat. I can't remember who.
Let's say it's the sheriff mum.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh well, there's something interesting about the fish that you left me because they left in the fish." And he's like, "Oh well, it doesn't have mature enough reproductive organs."
Which
and they're like, what does that mean?
And then he says, "They're just the babies." So naturally, little evil guy, he's like stood there on his little. Is he still on his little speedboat thing? Oh no, he's on.
He's on the boat.
Yeah, he's like, well, if that's the case, where are the parents? And they couldn't have had like a more obvious like wide shot for it. They literally pull back to like the wide shot, so you can see the giant piranha come across and swipe him, take him in the water. Cut to credits. That's the end. Whoop-de-doo. No sequel.
Oh god.
Piranha. What would you even do? Piranha 2 Double D. Didn't even fucking think about that. Piranhas again.
Piranhas even bigger this time.
Piranha the parents. Meet the parents.
Meet the parents.
Piranha 2. Meet the parents. And then Piranha 3 would be some kind of other thing.
Not this again.
No, that should have just been the second one. Not this again. But I was saying at the start, like, when we found out, it was like, well, okay, it's called Piranhas. Like, it's like, oh, what could this film possibly be about?
Yeah.
But I was thinking, at the end, they're going to fight a giant piranha. I said that.
Yeah.
Honestly, even the big one, pretty small.
I thought...
I wanted, like, giant... Okay, not Loch Ness Monster size, but let's think...
Not...
What's, like, a fair size for, like, a giant piranha?
So, Megalodon?
Yeah.
Like a fish-size equivalent for that.
That's fucking huge. You wanted a 60 foot... You wanted a 60-foot fucking piranha. You wouldn't fit in the fucking lake.
Like an alligator size.
Did you see how shallow that lake was?
Yeah, no, it wouldn't fit. Fucking...
60
what's
foot.
that mysterious spike in the water there?
Yeah. What is that thing flopping around? Don't even fucking fit in the lake. Why is that thing on land?
But like a crocodile size one. Just something that's long and big.
Cockmunch. No, hang on. I want a good size. Like a car. For me, a car would be fine.
Yeah.
A car in length and say 4 feet high. But then the one at the end that you see is probably like 2 feet long, like a foot high, 1.5 high.
It looks like one of them fishes. You know how like
it is a fish. Yeah. Piranha is a fish.
You know them fishes that like catch
those fishes.
The fish is
the fishes.
The fish is
okay.
That catch
fishermen.
That's the ones. So that how they catch a big fish and they're like, oh, I'm gonna take a picture with this fish.
You know you've been framed. And there's a guy with like the big sturgeon or whatever it is.
Exactly. It's like the size of that fish.
Yeah,
it's literally just like
a bit
that
smaller.
size.
I'd say maybe a little bit smaller.
It's like longer but thinner.
Okay, fine.
But yeah,
that is Piranha 3 Double D, also known as Piranha, when there's no 3D involved.
Yeah.
Is there anything else of note that you want to chuck in?
Not off the top of my head.
Me neither.
Oh, thank God.
Thank God for that. So would you recommend Piranha?
The last, like, half hour, 45 minutes.
I agree. I would say from 50 to 55 minutes onwards, just fuck off the other bit. You literally don't need... I mean, okay, unless you're so utterly starved for nudity of any type, is there any, like, kissing at all?
There's a little bit of girl on girl, and that's like
if you like Kelly Brook
10 minutes before
and you want to maybe see her tits,
that's good.
Then watch the after half an hour, I think, probably around there.
Yeah.
Okay, this is getting weird. Right, you're recommending when to look when the tits are, which is not what I planned on doing when we started.
If you want something that you can just literally turn off for until the good bit, watch it from the start.
If you've got some work to do,
yeah,
and you can look up for the boobs, do this for 45 minutes, and then once it starts getting to 55 minutes,
pay attention.
Yes. Well, just look.
Just look.
Yeah.
Absorb the content that's there.
Absorb the content that's there. That is great.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was Piranha. That was our review. And honestly, we've gone way overboard. This might be the first episode of Suave Sounds, other than the Wrestle Special, of course. Do you remember the Wrestle Special?
I do remember the Wrestle Special.
Do you remember the guy landing on his head? And then we thought the doctor was going to help him, and he helped the guy that was pretending to be hurt. That was great.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. This might be the first one to go over an hour, because this review is maybe like 20 minutes to fill in the last 20 minutes, and it's ended up being about an hour. So, yeah, this will be interesting, see how this all comes together. The news that I was going to say is that we have a Batman special, which doesn't seem so special anymore, because it's over an hour on its own. So is fucking this review of fucking Piranha. Yeah, we managed to do an hour and a half horror film with only actually had half an hour of actual good shit in it, compared to a 3-hour fucking Batman thing with 3 people.
Oh dear, that's not.
So that's quite impressive. But yeah, there you go. So that was big news. There's an upcoming video, our review of the Batman, myself, Windjammer, and a new addition, Primrose Periwinkle. She came from the sky. Like an alien, like some kind of anime. She emerged from the clouds in a ball of green, and she's purple in colour. She looks like your favourite Pokemon, and she has the voice of a woman. And we were walking home from the Batman, and she emerged from the sky. It was unlike anything I've ever seen, other than, like I said, an anime
Yeah.
of any kind. She came down. It was like the end of Alien Invaders. You got Crystal and Amber being spoiler alert. Massive spoiler alert for Mystery Think. For Mystery Think episode 47. Actually, no. Anyway, Mystery Inc. episode 9, probably 8. Where Alien Invaders, when... Okay, we'll redact it. So yes, she emerged from the sky. It was a fascinating sight to behold. You were in awe.
I was just, I didn't even know what to say.
So if suddenly, for the Batman review with Robert Pattinson, he won't be with us. He is in the film. That's what I mean by that. Guess what? Next week, special guest star Robert Pattinson for the Batman review.
Who appeared in a ball of green.
Yes. And our guest debut, Primrose Periwinkle, so please make her very welcome on the next one. I hope you guys will think of that. It will be, of course, spoilers. It's been out for, well, I don't even know how long by the time this comes out. But, yeah, that's what's coming next. So, for this episode, I think we are all done. We've had all our segments. We've covered a wide range of Muff. And that's the end of this episode. This was episode 8. We're almost up to the 10th special. This is almost it's 10 exciting. Hours of... It is exciting. Just listen to the excitement.
There's a real buzz in the air. There is.
I've been meaning to try and get rid of that bee problem. Yeah. Unfortunately. Anyway, good one. Okay, I guess without any further ado, that'll be it for this one. Remember to send in your fan art to get a chance to win the Tena men's nappies. Fan art to jib.suave@hotmail.com. That's jib.suave@hotmail.com. Either of myself or... Actually, now you can do a Primrose Periwinkle in her fucking anime bubble coming from the sky. And you can be coming in your nappy. If you so need. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time on episode 9 or the Batman review. Well, what's left to say now is from myself, the man who's straight as a leak and sweet as a nut, Jib Suave. Thank you for listening, and goodbye. Goodbye. And from Windjammer Watson, thank you for listening, and goodbye.
Goodbye.
No, thank you for listening, you didn't say.
Oh, thank you for listening.
and goodbye. Bye.
Bye-bye.
We're waving.